So after our successful power up, successful as far as we know, yesterday, let's see if we can get it programmed. My understanding is that you'll get nothing on the screen until the bootloader is loaded or something. So that's my task this morning. I am armed with this little weird thing, which apparently is a programmer. ST-Link V2 says on the back. That is supposedly what we need. I have that. On my Surface here, I've got a whole bunch of bits of software, the bootloader, the programming software. This should just work. So I don't know how it works as such, but what I do know, what I seem to know, I have this. I've got a ribbon cable, I've got a socket, ribbon cable must go in there. I've got a socket on here that says ST-Link, so this must also go in there. So those two things appear to be right. What happens then? I don't know. I have these. I don't know what that's for. Don't know what those are for. Not going to worry about those right now. I have a USB cable. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to follow through as much logic as I can, and if it doesn't work, I'll then have to do a bit more research to see if I can find another photo of someone actually doing this. Now I have kinda a feeling that these cables are for other things, other types of chip. I don't know what I'm talking about. God darn it. Anyway, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to plug the bugger in, see what happens, all right? With a can-do attitude. So, right, USB cable goes in here. That way up, obviously. Stupid. Now, because I've got USB-C in the side of my Surface, I need to use a silly little adapter. Plug this in here. Just see what happens. Ooh, I get a ding-ding. I get some lights. That's an encouraging sign. Now, I imagine it's looking for, or will be looking for, some kind of processor. So what I'm going to do is there's some software. Now this is, I got this from the link that Black Corporation sent me. The website said this is a slightly older version and there's a newer version, but heck, I'm going to go with what they sent me. If this doesn't work, then I'll try the newer, differently named version. So it's called the STM32 ST-Link Utility version 4.6. It's from st.com, so the ST-Link website, st.com I think it is. I will try to put links in the description if you're actually trying to do this yourself. I think that would be useful. Not that I believe anybody is anymore, but hey. So this is the utility into which I'm assuming I can transfer the bootloader stuff. Helps us install drivers. Okay. Drivers were installed. That's looking good. The utility doesn't run. Darn it, because something is missing. Right, okay, don't panic. Right, I just want to interject at this point, because I think the ST-Link and the programming of the Deckard stream is important. And in this video, I go through an awful lot of trouble to get to a successful outcome. And you don't need to know anything about all that trouble. I've just left it in because it's part of the journey, and I guess it's interesting for people who are interested in watching the entire journey. But if you're just looking for information and help on how you do the ST-Link thing, then use the index at the bottom or in the description or wherever to skip forward like half an hour, and you will find the solution and what I did and how all that panned out. And I can tell you now that it's purely down, all of my trouble, all of it, I believe, is down to me having a couple of chips round the wrong way. Your schoolboy, stupid errors are the cause of so much pain. Well, heck, I'm going to reboot. See what happens with that. Now at this point I haven't turned this on, obviously. So what we're going to need the front panel, the display. So which way up are we? Upside down and backwards. This isn't currently plugged in and on. It's only the ST thing that is. So let's see if we can reorient this. Awesome. Now the fact that it's leaning on the power card, do I worry about that? Not really. It's lightly. Doing it lightly. Okay, code exception cannot proceed because something wasn't found. Okay, we could try some compatibility settings. This is all very dull, isn't it? Can you see any of that from where you are? I mean, is that important at this stage? Right, we're still getting this problem. What I'm going to do, I'm going to ignore it for the minute. I'm going to, because it may be because this isn't turned on. It's not finding it. I don't know why or what. So my thoughts at the moment is, hey, let's just turn this on and see if that makes any difference. Let's do that. So currently this is not plugged into anything. So I'm going to plug this into here. Turn this on here. I've got my powered lights on at the back that you can't see. The light on the ST thing is steady. Good grief. Okay, can't get past that at the moment. Now it may be because of the version, so heck, I am using Windows 11 over here. Who knows what factors that could be. So as I go to the website that tells me about it, so it says that this has been replaced by the ST32 Cube programmer. So let's get that. I am the king of tripwires. I'm like an opposite version of Catherine Zeta-Jones. I just flounder around in the room, hitting lasers, setting off alarms. That's my particular gift, I think. I've uninstalled the other one. Let's try and install this one. Come on. We can do this. We can do this. Right. Let's turn this off again. Let's plug this in here. Sounds like a positive noise. Let's run the app. Is it that one? No, let's set up this one. It's killing me. Come on. All right. Something started. We've got it. It's not connected. That's okay. Right. Good. So we have our app running. That last half an hour, 20 minutes was just a complete waste of time. Sorry about that. Let's have a look at this. So I've now got this connected. The light is on. I'm in the app, the new app, the ST32 Cube Programmer app. I'm assuming, absolutely assuming, the next thing I do is turn this on, because I need to access the thing that's on here. This is not being powered by USB to power the chip, is it? I don't know that. I have no idea. So let's turn it on. I don't know what to do. So I've turned it on. We got me lights on, me power. So my logic is going, so it must then find some kind of microcontroller, yeah? So let's press on connect. Was a thought. Error, problem trying to connect. Okay. I think if I start this again, now that this is on, maybe on startup it finds the thing you're trying to find. Okay, so I've restarted. It's now found the ST link. That's all right. Now I had a shuffle around on the DSL, some guy's build guide to the Deckard stream, and I found a document about it. Now that refers to the earlier piece of software that I used, and says that you plug it in, as I have, you turn it on, you run the software, and then you go to the plug icon. Now I don't have a plug icon. I have memory and file editing, erasing and programming, option bytes, MCU core. I mean, what I'm looking for is something that allows me to connect to the thing this is supposed to be connected to. So there's a document on the build guide website which is all about the earlier utility, and that's got a nice sort of plug icon. You press on that and it allows you to connect to things that it's detected. Do you know what I mean? That's what I'm expecting. I'm expecting this to run, to see this, which it appears to do, and then allow me to choose to connect to something that it's seen, assuming that it has. That's the way it should go. But I have no idea how to do that with this particular piece of software. It gives me I just don't know. I do not know. I mean, that's not plugged in. It's plugged into there. I mean, there's 1,000 things that I could have done wrong or not have done, but heck, it seems to find an SD link, or does it? No, I mean, I get another device error. Maybe it's just not compatible with this sort of computer. Right, well, I don't know. I've hit the skids again, hit a brick wall, whatever it is. Bloody bastard things. I don't get it. I don't get it. Right, so I'm going to throw myself back on the internet again, trying some things out. I'm also going to see if I can drag this over there to plug it into my main computer. Maybe that's a solution. I don't know. But I've now 45 minutes into doing nothing this morning, and that's highly frustrating. More frustrating than blowing the thing up, to be honest. It's these little things. So, right. See you later. Okay, I connected it to my computer over there. Had exactly the same problem initially, and then I connected this just by itself, so without the ribbon cable, and that enabled me to upgrade the firmware. And then when I attempted to run it again, it said that it can't find a target, which is a new message. It's not that it's saying, oh, USB doesn't work, it's saying that it can't find the target, which is great. So I thought I'd bring it back over here, plug it into here, just to see if I can capture the glory of it actually functioning. Now at the moment, this is connected to that. This is not on. I'm going to turn this on. God damn it. I mean, Just an LED somewhere, for heaven's sake. Well, I've got them on the power card, but something on the synth would just... Anyway, la-di-da. So what I think is supposed to happen then, I think I'm supposed to hit this connect button. And I think that's supposed to find a connected microprocessor. That's my going assumption at the moment. It's just more words and more time for you to watch me struggle about with stuff. See, no target found. But it definitely found the ST-Link programmer. So I think we're in a step in the right direction. So now I'm going to close that and start it up with this on. It still doesn't look very hopeful. Maybe it's not supposed to be on. Let's try it. No target found. I definitely get a readout from this though, so that's really encouraging. I feel like I'm tantalizingly close now. Alright, I'll turn that off. Maybe it is powered via this. Maybe that's not important to have this powered. I don't, I do not know. No target found. So that's the key at the moment. I'm not finding it. That's what we have. I mean, who knows really what will happen next? There's just no knowing. I wonder what is the microprocessor it's looking for. Don't know that either. Right, flipping Nora. I just had a bit of a fiddle around, doing the crazy sort of stuff you do when you're an ex-IT person. So what I did is I installed the older utility. Having installed the newer utility on here, I felt that perhaps that filled in some of the gaps from the other ones. I thought, sod it, let's try the old utility, because then at least I've got some instructions to follow. So I did that. It didn't work. Of course it didn't work. No. Don't think for a minute that then suddenly solved all my problems. No. No. Sorry, I'm just almost delirious at this point. But what it did do, I could follow the instructions and I had the opportunity to actually attempt to connect to something. And it says, oh, I can't connect. Try doing this, which is like awesome. So, so I tried that, swapping a few settings. No. Tried that. Tried a few more settings. No. Then it suggested turning the speed down. It said it might be trying to connect too quickly. What does that mean? I don't know. So there's this setting, right? There's a setting for SWD or something, the port setting, and it was set to like, 4 megahertz. So I turned it down to 100 kilohertz. No, it didn't work. And so I thought, sod it, I'll try it on the bottom one, which is like 0.005 kilohertz or something. And it went, oh, there you go. Oh, no, I can't read the memory. So it kind of like said, there's a thing, but I can't read what it is. Or I can't read the memory from it. Now, because this is a brand new blank ARM processor, maybe that's because it has nothing in it. And so at this point, despite falling into a lapse of giggles, I then loaded the bootloader into the utility and I'm about to flash it. So I thought, right, I'm going to turn the flipping camera on, even though I've not got any lights set up over here, to try to capture this and then go and tell the world what it is they're supposed to do. Anyway, because it can't read the memory and it has this little red thing that comes up here, which is not in the manual, I'm inclined to think this is not going to work. But, provided that I keep talking, then we're never gonna know. So I'm at the point now, I've downloaded the thing. Do I want to program it? I think I do. And this is the document that I found on the Deckard's Dream site, and this refers to this piece of software, not the other piece of software. And this is referring to firmware revision 1. I mean, we're a lot further past that now, but it did at least confirm a few bits and pieces here. See, they get nice writing here that says, oh look, there's stuff that's come out of the device which I do not have. And this bit is brilliant. It says that if not, see troubleshooting at the bottom of this guide. Brackets coming soon. Awesome. This is from 2017. Oh my goodness. Anyway, so I'm following this through, program and verify, and it just says click start, and then you'll see stuff happening. You'll see the file you selected, leave all the settings as default, press the start button. It will begin and you'll see a progress bar. So that's the thing that I don't imagine is going to work. But let's try it out, shall we, children? Readout protection is activated. Do you want to disable it and program the chip? Yes, that's the thing it says. Readout protection is activated. I don't know what that is or how to turn that off. But it looks like it's going to do it for me. My God. I'm sorry, I've got to breathe. I have to breathe. So, okay, it says it's disabling readout protection. Now, I have turned it down to very, very slow mode. So, I guess things may take some time. This is one heck of an adventure. This is not... I'm sure, I mean, there's evidently something amiss. I don't believe this is what other users, other makers have experienced. It can't be otherwise. They would have been talking about it, surely. Well, I mean, while it's flashing and while it appears to be doing something, I'm going to leave that running, and I'll check back in with you in a bit. Quick update for you. It didn't work. It wasn't able to disable the readout protection, whatever the heck that means. But I'm now going in for a different route. I found the bit where you change readout protection, and it's currently going as if to say it's doing a thing. The ST thing over there is flashing. So this might get to here. Oh! Oh! So, damn it. That was close, and it just says that it can't set it. God, just for a moment there. For a moment there. 1 second, I'm just gonna reset this over here. Now, I've been in touch with Bob over at Black Corporation, and he's been in touch with their firmware guy, and his suggestion at the moment is that I need to look at all the solder joints around the processor, around the little ARM processor that's on the motherboard. So that's my next task, if none of this comes to anything. So it's possible that through a bad solder joint or something that's going on around that area that's interfering. It may simply be the ribbon cable itself. The holder for that may be not what it should be. So that's going to be my next task. I might give that a try. I'm really running out of time, sadly, but I feel like I've come a long way this morning in achieving nothing, but I feel I've come through a whole load of interesting steps, I suppose. So just bear with me to see if this gets to the end. It did go along there quite quickly, I have to say, to start with. Quicker than before. It's still sitting there doing its thing, but I get a feeling that it just sort of times out with itself. And the other thing being, of course, that, like I say, there's no way that other people were doing all of this business. It would have been, connect, plug, connect, transfer and program, and that would have been it. It would be job done. So this is not, I don't believe this to be the common experience of anybody. This is just mine for reasons, and those reasons are most likely going to be because I'm a crap solderer. So that's what I'm going to have to do next. No, right, okay. So check the soldering then. That's the next task. Right, I'm keeping on. Right, my efforts to continue to document this adventure. So where we got to was looking at the soldering around the processor. So the processor is here. So I've had to take the motherboard off. Yeah, processor is here. It's this little fella, just right there. Now, what's been suggested is that I need to check the soldering for the components around it, that might be causing the instability. And this itself, the ribbon connector. The processor was on the board when it came, so it's not going to be that. That was already surface mounted. So it's going to be this other stuff. So let's see if I can see anything which is going to help us at this point. I mean, the other thing is simply going to be to resolder all these bits. Well, I can try, can't I? I can try. That's the least I can do. So the plan is just to go over some of these bits, particularly on the ribbon and the bits around it. Let's see if this helps. So all I'm doing essentially is reheating the pin, letting the solder melt, adding just another touch in the hope that if there is a dry joint, it's not quite connected or it's unstable, that'll make for a better connection. Right, well, heck, I've done a bit of resoldering, so let's try it out. Let's just try it out. Let's not fuss about it. Let's see if I can get this back in shape. I'm just going to try it over here with this one, because if that was the problem, if the instability came from that, then it should kind of just work. yeah, of course. Okay, no target found. So, same problem still. Awesome. And this is not a problem we should be having. Alright, this is turning into some kind of abusive relationship. I've had another little breakthrough. I don't know, my mind is so vast that it just takes me a little while to dig away at all the crap to find those little nuggets that go, why don't you try this, idiot? So I tried this. I just spent half an hour composing a post for Deckard Stream forums and Facebook groups going, oh, this is a problem that I'm having. And I've solved it, just like that. What did I do? Well, what I did, I came over here to further examine the board, just see if there's any like broken legs or strange things going on with some of these chips or bits and pieces, and just to give it another think, and traced bits around, went over all sorts of things, thinking, well, maybe I've got some of my chips around the wrong way. Who knows? So as I was doing all of that, this was all together. I then needed to look underneath at the soldering, so I thought, I'll take the board out again, have a look. Then I had the board in my hands. I was thinking, what about if I try it without the board connected to the front panel? Can I do that? Is that allowed? Because, there's nothing to tell you anything. So I thought, well, why not? Let's do that. Who knows? Maybe there's something, because I've already had that difficulty with the connection between the two having the wrong socket. Do you know what I mean? And, it's entirely possible that I've got that somehow wrong. Doesn't matter. I don't know. Let's think about that in a minute. So I took the motherboard off, sat it on here, stuck the power card in, turned it on, plugged in the ST, this thing here, it was flashing away nicely, plugged it in, turned it on, oh, there it is. And you go, oh, I just hit connect and it connected, and it read everything out, and I got a long list of stuff. And I went, right, so browse to bootloader file. Yep. Start programming. Yep. 2 seconds. Bam, it's done. Just like that. I've been at this all day. Not quite all day. I happened to go to the theatre this afternoon, which is rather nice. But hours I've poured into this, trying to get it to read the ARM processor. And it turns out the reason why nobody talks about this is because it's piss easy. It's piss easy. Let me go through it one more time for you good people. Okay? You get your ST-Link programmer. This horrible white thing costs 30 quid off Amazon. You might be able to do it with other ones. I don't know. It comes with this ribbon. You connect the ribbon to the ST-Link part on the motherboard. Now, you may be able to do this with the whole thing connected together. I don't know. My experience is that you just take the motherboard by itself, plug it into that, plug the USB cable in and into your computer. You then download some software called the STM32Cube Programmer. Get it from the st.com website. You have to give them your email address and they'll email you the link, and you do it that way. You install that software. That installs drivers for this. This is not going to work without it. So it installs drivers for your ST thing and you get a steady red light. Okay? With the Deckard stream turned on and this plugged in, you run the software and it should detect your ST-Link thing and it will just sit there looking at you going, so what? What? Click the connect button. Do that and it will connect to it automatically. Then you can go to the erasing and programming part, browse for your bootloader file. The bootloader hex version 3 is the one that I'm using. And then you click start programming. It takes seconds and you get this file complete. That's it. Now the crazy thing is that now that's programmed, I should be able to start up in USB mode and do all sorts of things like card calibration and stuff, and get the proper first of all get the proper firmware across to here that contains all sorts of patches and wonderful things and all the details on how the bloody thing works. So that's it. And I don't need the ST thing anymore because now we do it via USB, via the breakout thing here. The breakout at the back is USB port, connect it via USB. Apparently you hold the shift, turn it on, it enters USB mode, and that creates a drive and you can copy the firmware across to the drive. That's the next stage, right? But it's unlikely to happen because I'm hitting wall after wall after wall, but I'm through another one. Flipping heck through another one. The problem is going to be when I connect these two things together and why that's giving me a problem. Very interesting though. But that is done. That's amazing. Absolutely amazing. Good Lord, the trouble and struggle I've had. But I'm just talking about it just so that if you're in this situation, you have to persevere, you have to try one thing at a time, and you have to, I don't know what you have to do. You just have to keep thinking. Keep thinking and hope that something works. And I hope that if you've been in this situation, this has been helpful to you. So my solution to my woes was to remove the motherboard from the other one. Maybe you were supposed to have done that all along. I don't know. I really don't know. But that's what I've done. So that's my suggestion. That seems to have functioned. I can now get rid of all that, send it back to Amazon, saying, I don't really need this. Can I have me 30 quid back? Something, who knows, I might need it again at some point. And then I can focus on trying to get the firmware on. Yay, next step. That'll do. Hope that's helpful. I need to get this done. I have to move on. It's Wednesday night. Is it? Yeah, it's Wednesday night. I've got a week tomorrow. I am performing at the EMOM in Norwich, and then it's Friday night, party night with manufacturers. Saturday is Synth East. I have a week. I've got to do my Molten Monthly. Anyway, another step forward. Cheers. Well, hey, I'm getting on, and the next stage is the USB connection to a computer so you can load the firmware. So I've put the motherboard and hardware board back together, just with a couple of screws. As far as I can see, the two connect up right. I mean, I've already mentioned how they're a little bit far apart so that the pins don't go absolutely all the way in. That could be a problem. Could be the issue. I don't know. I don't know what the issue is yet because this is a brand new stage. So my understanding of this is that I need a USB cable into here. And into my computer. My little adapter. No longer need that software. Now it's already going, hey, there's a thing. So what should happen is it sort of loads a drive. Nothing there at the moment because it's not on. But what I have to do is turn it on while holding shift. So I'm going to need to turn this up on its side again. I say again, you know, that was one of the things I was doing many years ago when I was troubleshooting before. You probably haven't even seen. Who knows? Hours and hours of stuff. So I'm going to just put it up like this. Now, what should happen is I press shift, I power on here, and it should boot up in USB mode. Confidence is weenie that this is actually going to happen. Let's do it though. Let's do it. That's all connected. That's all in. That's all in the right way round. That's the right way round. That's connected to there. Shift, power. Release. Red lights are on. Nothing to the screen. So there we have it. The next problem. God darn it. Nothing. Nothing. I just love that screen to give me, even if it just gave me garbles. Garbles would be good. Just something to tell me that it's alive. Bloody devoid of LEDs that let you know anything. So, I guess it's just not quite passing through. I mean, there's no other connection that I'm missing, is there? Don't think so. Well, hey, while I'm here, why don't I just put a single voice card in? Still nothing on the screen. Let's plug in the USB. Nothing. So there we go. I'm forward another stage to another stop. To another stop. So what I imagine I'm going to have to do now is I'm going to have to investigate those two ports, which means I've got to take the front panel off again, check all of that soldering bits and pieces. That's going to have to be the plan now, I think. So I'll get on with that. So I had a look at this hardware board, this one, just the back of it, and I noticed something. Three whole chips were back to front. 3. I'm not sure how I managed it. I'm not sure how I managed any of it. So back here again, potentially about to do the same thing. So got power connected, got USB connected. You see, it could just be that. It could be that that's causing the whole. It could have been that that's caused the entire problem all the way through. There's absolutely no doubt in my mind that whatever problem it is I'm experiencing, it's always going to be self-inflicted. Right. No more ado. Hold shift. Power on. No way! Oh, no way. I'm going to cry. You probably can't see that from there. Oh, fucking. Oh, my giddy aunt. You see that here? Can you see that there? Okay, am I on? I'm on. So it's come up saying, do you want to format it? I don't know. Let's go and have a look somewhere. Okay, so currently over here, you probably can't quite see it. So it's asked me if I wanted to. It's found essentially the drive on here onto which I'm going to put the firmware. I'm suddenly speaking very fast because this is flipping exciting at this point. So it comes up as a drive it doesn't understand and says, "Do you want to format it?" Sure, let's format it. It's fat. Take off quick format. Call it DDRM. Start. Yes, it's going to erase everything. That's fine. Oh, there's one of those left. Oh, gee, flipping. Oh, there's always something. Format complete. I'll get back to that. Oh, dear. Okay. Close. I now have this. I have this drive. Now, copy the firmware and patch file to the new drive. Then eject it. I'm shaking in my boots. Right, so here's all my stuff. Here's my stuff. So I've got the Deckard's Dream Christmas Update 1.4, which I believe has everything in it that I need, plus all the latest patches. So Deckard's Dream Christmas Update. So Mark II preset. So the bin file is what I believe has to go there. Just check. Now I've got this folder here that says Mark II presets. Mark II factory patch list. I'm just going to assume all those are going to work, so I'm going to grab hold of them, stick them in as well. So it just gives me a list of all of those. I'm assuming that this is compatible. I don't actually know, but it's lovely to have those. I've put it all in there. I've not put it in a folder. I've just put them in all in the root. That might be right, that might be wrong. We're going to find out. So now I go here and safely eject. Yeah, appears to have done so. I'm going to turn it off. I'm going to take out the USB. Now, when we turn this on, it should, all things being equal, this here, it should work. It should then be working. Well, obviously there's lots of voice cards and bits of shenanigans to do, but let's see. Updating firmware. %. Look at that. Wow. There's a thing. Save. 3, 4, 4. Great. Okay. So I've got something to happen. Ooh. What time is it? It's 9:15. Maybe I'll go to bed at this point, and I'll give it another look in the morning. Maybe I can get there. Maybe I can get the sound out. And there is one more thing I have to do. Remember this piece of wire? Piece of wire that wasn't the power wire. I thought it was a load of old rubbish. This actually has a purpose. There's an audio connection from the motherboard to the breakout board, which apparently actually is the main output. It carries the main sound. I would not have been able to hear anything. This is the cable for that. It's just a piece of audio cable. That's why it's got shielding and signal. So I've still got to connect that to the two red plugs that are on the back. So that should enable me to get sound. So what I think I'll do, I'll finish this video here. I'll put together this video of calamity. Because maybe that's interesting, or maybe it's just going to take too much time. I don't know. I'm trying to see this through, man. Trying to see it through. Bank 5, bank 6. Okay, so that may not have anything to do with my loaded banks. Anyway, yeah. So moving on. So yeah, I think I'll put this video together, so you can see. See my page. People on Instagram going, woohoo! It's like you've no idea how far away I still am at this point. But getting that was pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. Lovely. Right. See you tomorrow.